Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, May 8th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, ASST, monster move today. After the gap up, it's continued to push higher, and now we definitely have some key updates here that need to be done. And from some senses, not a whole lot that can be said because the price is basically going to all-time highs right now, or not all-time highs per se, but the new highs for the day right there as I speak. But what can be pointed out is what I would call the ideal level of support. When you say, hey, Clay, what would make the level, or what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price can stay up here above this breakout point at $2.50. Now, with that being said, don't get me wrong, if the price falls below $2.50, that does not mean the chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. But yeah, if the price could manage to stay up above that area, that would certainly be a great sign of power. Taking a step back, though, and looking at things from the big picture point of view, that's where the purple line comes into play, the 50-period simple moving average. Keyword being moving, because I get it. This line's way down here. That's way up there. But as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. So it's basically like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So assuming you care about the overarching standpoint, then as long as the price is above that purple line, then by definition, the price is building higher bases, which is what an uptrend is all about. So again, preferably speaking, yes, staying above 250 would be great. But if the price can just stay above that purple line, that would be even a bigger sign of power. In terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate it. Just a question of where did the party finally stop today? And that was right up here at $3.35. So like I said, no fancy reasoning other than asking that very basic question. But anyway, look at it. Monster movement, monster volume. I'm sure there'll be plenty of eyeballs on it with Thursday. So we'll see what happens. Next one here, ticker symbol GPUS. And this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from a couple days ago. But if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that resistance line right there. And you can see that the power of charts, that line came in and played a big role in today's price movement as the price just got stuck up around that area several times, could never quite push above it, and then has now pulled back a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean that anything's necessarily bearish per se, because overall the chart is doing just fine. Not only is the price still putting in higher lows, if you just want to use that purple line there, the 50-period moving average, the price is still above there. The price is still above the pink line right there. So that's what I mean. It's just because it got rejected from the trend line doesn't mean the chart's epically just smashed or anything like that, and it's reason to lose all hope. Nothing like that. Just more of an annoyance than anything else, especially to those that are probably trying to play the breakout. They were annoyed many times today. But nonetheless, moving forward, that resistance line right there still remains that key breakout point. And then as far as supports are concerned, kind of already touched on each of these. But the preferable level, that if the price can stay above that purple line there, 50-period moving average, that would be a fantastic sign of power. But from that overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above the famous 200-period moving average, then yeah, overall, the big picture trend, still plenty in the bull's favor. But yeah, grab your popcorn for Thursday, and we'll see if the price can ultimately get a push up through that resistance area. Next one here, HIMS, and overall, good solid movement, especially when it was staring down this pattern that I talked about in yesterday's video, the rising wedge pattern, which is bearish. And to give some credit where credit's due the pattern, it did forecast there was a pullback as the price gapped down this morning, dropped down that low, but that also illustrates just how seemingly strong the chart is because that breakdown of the pattern did not last long. The price moved back up there and then just consolidated the rest of the day. So yeah, the rising wedge did ultimately play out, but it was a very weak rising wedge breakdown, which just illustrates how seemingly strong HIMS is right now. So as far as new potential areas and what I would consider a very interesting dynamic here headed into, or at least I think it's, yes, it is an interesting dynamic. So we had this resistance line here that basically formed all day long, but check it out right now. Final 30 minutes, the price is now up above that area, which now prompts us to be able to ask a very exciting question. Is this the start of something even bigger? Think about that question. It makes no sense to ask it if nothing worthwhile is happening. But in this situation, something is happening that's worthwhile. So it makes total sense to say, yes, is the breakout of this line the start of an even bigger move? Now, to be fair, it could just roll right back over. That's completely possible. But also, to be fair, that's a two-sided coin because, well, I mean, maybe this is the start of something even bigger, and this thing just keeps rocking and rolling. So the breakout has occurred. Now it's just a question of, is this breakout the start of an even bigger move? Grab your popcorn for Thursday. Next one here, PLTR. And again, this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from Tuesday. But if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that pink line right there, that famous 200 period moving average. And this is why it's famous. It did a fantastic job on Tuesday of providing support. And then you look at today, and to be fair, okay, fair enough, the price never hit it exactly, but hopefully we can agree. It got within the general vicinity of it there, and then right there, and it's held strong. So moving forward, nothing has really changed in that regard other than just confirmation that, yes, that 200 period moving average is providing support, and that is a good sign. So continue to watch that pink line there right now valued at 107.40. And then in terms of areas of resistance, I think it's a pretty straightforward situation now as far as just getting this level right there mapped out. So we do have essentially this ascending triangle pattern. Let me keep it one color to keep it hopefully easier to see. We have the resistance, we have the support, and you can see how the price just kind of been back and forth, back and forth. So who's ultimately going to win out? Do the bulls get the victory? Do the bears get the victory? Grab that popcorn. Next one here, NVDA, and there must have been some sort of news or something. I did not catch it because when I pulled this up, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But maybe I'm living under a rock. But something happened in this last 30 minutes. Huge volume surge finally came up after another day. Again, this will mean more of those of you that have watched past videos with me talking about this very annoying resistance area, which again, once again, earlier on in the day was providing resistance. But I don't know what happened, but something very bullish happened because the price came up there. Finally broke through that trend line, and then kaboom, absolutely exploded. So, yeah, it's really kind of that straightforward with an NVIDIA on this one. I was planning this whole time to once again be talking about, well, we'll see if the price can break above that area, because that's what it was looking like the last time I saw it. But now with the explosion here, we get to ask ourselves that question. I mean, just what is up with this move? Is this something even bigger? What exactly is going on? But as traders, that's what we love. We love that drama. We love that volume. We love that price movement. And NVIDIA is apparently providing all three of those to us with this final 30 minutes today. So yeah, definitely grab your popcorn for tomorrow. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description area you can use, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one here, we were looking at DEVS, and good solid movement today. Price action wise, looking down here at the volume, good quality volume. So got to think for those of the people that are in the world of penny stocks, probably going to be keeping an eye on this one. So let's just map out a couple of the key areas here. So we have this area of resistance up here at the top. We have this area of support down here via that trend line. Let me change that to green for support. And then just to make the pattern easier to see as I did previously, let's keep it all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right there for you golfers. Try to make it more visual, put the golf hole down here, and here we are looking at a bull pennant pattern. Just because something's in a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go up, but is it valid? Is it plausible to think that the price chops around here and then comes up and gets the break, that break could get some upside buying pressure? Not guaranteed, but a more than valid question to throw out there. So if you like penny stocks, you like bull pennants, keep an eye on it. Next one here, MEGL, and overall good solid pattern here. So let's get this drawn into play. We have a pretty well-defined area where the buyers were hanging out down here at that level right there. And then at the same, there we go. Then at the same time we have, I'm not going to draw this exactly, but just try to illustrate the point that there was a bit of a pullback here. So I realize that I'm not necessarily connecting every single high, but just trying to illustrate the overall idea here that the price made a great move up and is now pulling back and consolidating a little bit, which once again, you just heard me talk about it, but we're going to quickly go through it again. Resistance, support, big move up here, golf hole down here. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is this one's not a penny stock. So if you prefer to stay above $1, but you like bull pennants, here you go. Next one here, EOSE, and I'm going to go through this one very quickly because you're starting to, I think, going to catch on a bit of a trend here on what is forming with these patterns. So there's our support. And I want to just respect your time as much as possible, so there's no need to just continually repeat myself and then kind of map things out. And then you can take it from there. So once again, we have the bull pennant pattern. And again, instead of a penny stock or instead of something that's just above $1, here we have one that's still below $10. So now if you are a pennant or a bull pennant trader and you like bull pennants, you have quite the variety, quite the price ranges. But very nice pattern here. Very nice final 30 minutes with volume. Will this increase in volume lead to a breakout of the pattern? We'll see what happens on Thursday. Next one, CNEY. Pretty rough pullback here. But what I find interesting about this pullback and what creates an interesting situation here headed into Thursday is that, yeah, it was a nasty pullback. So I should note, if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, and you're buying up around here and your plan is to buy and sell within 5 minutes, and yes, for you, the chart's an absolute train wreck. But assuming that is not you, what I find interesting is the price came down here and it did not even touch that purple line. Now, previously, which you now know, the purple line is the 50-period moving average, but you can see right there, respected it, and respecting it right there in the sense of it didn't even touch it. And then it had started to go back up. Now, just because all these things happen does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to curl back upwards, but in my opinion, at least, it becomes a lot more plausible to suggest, to throw out the question that, hey, maybe this thing is getting ready to curl back up and make a move back in the upwards direction. So in my mind, the key area of resistance here that becomes very interesting now, right there around the 0.204 mark. And then as far as supports are concerned, yeah, just continue to watch that purple line, and you definitely want to see that line behave as it's been doing. But yeah, very interesting pattern. Big move up, nasty gap down, showing some signs of strength, respecting the purple line. Let's see if it can indeed get a push back up. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. And this is one where, depending on your viewpoint, it kind of just is going to determine, is this a good looking chart or bad looking chart? And I mean, actually, now that I say that, even if you're a day trader, pretty neutral, right? I mean, the day started off there, went as low as right there, and then closed right there. So even today, by Tesla standards, not a huge range. So a pretty mild day. And quite frankly, the only reason why I'm even doing Tesla is because it's still very popular. A lot of people always wondering about it. But from the big picture standpoint, I mean, truly nothing is really going on, because from the bigger picture, and this means, you know, more to those that have watched the past videos, but if you have, you know that we've just been tracking this overall sideways channel. And as of right now, Tesla just is hanging out. Yes, sure, it's in the bottom half of the channel, but it is still in the channel nonetheless. So there's kind of a wait and see what's going to happen with it. And if there is going to be any sort of attempt to back up to the upper part of the channel, you know, one hurdle at a time. That first key hurdle is going to have to be right here, which is, we'll call it that 279 mark, which is that purple line. So continue to watch that level right there. And if the price can push up through it, then, you know, that's not going to send it straight up to there, but it does create some, you know, openness on the chart. And if the price does actually break to the downside of the sideways channel, you're definitely going to want to watch that area very closely. If the price were to actually go down there and push down below there, again, I'm not going to say Tesla is, you know, it's panic mode, but that would not be the most ideal situation for sure. But as of right now, Tesla just remains in that sideways channel. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, May 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, hit the like button if you enjoy, and if you're not yet a subscriber, make sure you do that. And then also, as an FYI, I have been live streaming, so I do live stream every day starting at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to come see some live trading, hang out, be sure you check out the channel at that point. And come introduce yourself, come say hi in the chat box or on the live stream. So thanks for watching, take care, and make sure you get signed up for the free class.